Morning world, welcome to Thursday 6th of March and the beginning of what's almost sure to be a pretty stressful day. Right, it's just gone past 7 o'clock in the morning. I've got an hour and a half to get ready, which should be plenty of time, but Beth and I think Sam is coming back today to do our TB test reading. So I just put in the guys' job sheet in the door for them, so when they get in an hour, just in case I'm busy and don't get a chance to come and talk to them, they know what they're doing. It's all the written stuff, all the health and safety and method statement and job description and stuff. But first thing for me, I've got to rebuild the TB test yard. So you lot, they have to get out of there. Come on, how'd you go? Go on. I know you're not in any hurry, but you've got to go. Go on. When your feet. 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 It's too early for them, they ain't awake yet. That was clever. How did you manage to undo that? Right. Got some dexterous cattle here, that's what it is. Right, that's in there. That's pulled round to there, so it's a big triangle for a minute. Because what I might well do is when I'm trying to get them up round, because it's hard, is to push them all up in here, shut that door, and push them all back out again. You can go there. That all seems to have happened in record time. Like, I got another hour and a quarter before the vet gets here. So I reckon I might just let him come back in for an hour. Don't know what I was fretting about. You can come back out. Sorry. Of course, it took longer last time because I had to build it. This time, everything was just there, ready to go. Slot it together. That means I've got time for early breakfast. Actually, before I go back up the house, being as that did go so well, I'm not going to say too much in case I jinx the day. Just going to go down and check on my wet patch and see if my dribbles slackened at all. And still running at exactly the same pace, which I find faintly worrying. It's not slowed down at all. So where's this coming from? That is literally like a running tap, which begs the question. There's still plenty of moisture in the soil, but I did expect it to slacken off from that. The ground's still, like I say, got plenty of moisture in it, but I would not be able to stand on top of here a week ago. I'd have been down to my knees. So, is there a pipe? We've got a water pipe that goes all up through there. We've got a water pipe that goes all the way down that hedge. And we've got another one that goes all down this hedge. Although this one here, that's a rainwater pipe. This pipe that comes down here feeds the tanks down there. And that constant running, I don't think it's out of one of them. But the nearest mains, Anyway, hopefully I get some pipe in tomorrow. I'll get it today if I get a chance, and I've got my Land Rover. The guys keep nicking Wilf, but if I get a chance, I'll get it today. But I got TB test this morning. I got to take Dad to hospital this afternoon. Emma was going to take him, but she can't because my grandson's just come out in chicken pox. So he's at home. He can't go to nursery poorly, so I got to do it. So it's kind of done for me day, really. I can't really start anything because I got other things, nothing to do with the farm, that I have to do. Right, just been at the house to give the wife the news. Clear test. It was good news. Right, Sam's off to his next job, and famous Dave's just arrived, so I'm not going to get to do my next job for 20 minutes. Unless, of course, he doesn't spot me. There's a fat chance of that. Right, mind your thumb, Ian. Stay. I like high fences in corners. It kind of deters things when jumping over them. That's that end done. So yeah, that was quite a relief, the clear test. That means we can actually start making plans now for getting some of them, not you because you're a steer, but some of them in calf. Before we do that, we're going to have a little sort through and we're going to have a thin out. Some of the older cows, including 110, because she's got a weakness in her. She's got a weakness. Yeah, there's a few that are going to go first. Then we'll see what we've got left and then put a timetable together for getting something in calf. Won't we? He never spotted me. I didn't shout. I just shh. I can get on my job now. Hello, hello, Mary. Hello, Mary. Hello, darling. You're not going anywhere. Don't you worry about that. Well, you want more? You are a trollop, aren't you, eh? Right, we'll get those two out. That vet gate, I think I'm going to leave where it is for now. That worked quite well there. And then we're kind of done. So I was I did have another job kind of planned. I was going to try and see if I can go and get some pipes, but Jason's rung me, wants to come and pick up some wood chip at 11 o'clock. And that means I don't have time to do my other job, which is a bit of a ball ache because he's only going to want 2 bucketfuls, which is worth nothing. But you take the rough with the smooth, don't you? Is that tap running? Did you not turn that off, Sam? Oh, you did. Actually, what I might do is I'll do this, put the bucket on and give him some fresh bed in there. That'll keep me busy for 20 minutes, won't it? Taking a bit of a risk even saying what I'm about to say, but I do have a bit of an opinion which not everyone's going to agree with, but I won't mention any names. Shall we just say that in the world at the moment there's a little guy who's being given a thumping by a big guy, and they've been thumping him for 3 years. Apparently, according to the big guy, the little guy asked for it. He had it coming. That's what the big guy said. He had it coming, so we've given him a thumping. So a lot of the little guy's friends have said, well, we think you're a big bully, so we're going to help the little guy try and stop you from bullying him. That hasn't worked. And then the really, really big guy, who was helping the little guy, has now decided that enough is enough. I don't want to help you anymore. It's costing me too much. I'm getting nothing out of it. So, do you know what? You're going to have to suck it up and accept where you are and tough. And by the way, you owe me a load of money for what I've already given you. So, which in some way feels like the really, really, really big guy has waited until the little guy and his bully have used a lot of their energy and a lot of their resources, and they are both now weak because of this scrap that they've had. And the really big guy, who is strong, has gone, I can see an opportunity here, a business opportunity. So what we're going to do, we're going to tell the little guy, I'll tell you what, if you sign this bit of paper and give us billions and billions and billions and billions, there's a clue, of your resources, we'll help you tell the big guy to go and get back in his chair. Well, the thing is, I think the big bully's not going to be overly pleased about that, because I think one of the reasons the big guy was bullying the little guy and using that you asked for it as an excuse is because he wanted those resources. And is that what this argument's always been over, as an excuse to grab resources? I mean, the little guy was known as like the breadbasket of almost the world, because their agriculture is where their soil is and their ground and their topography and where they are on the globe is like ideal for growing stuff. But they're also mineral rich. And was that the reason why this whole thing started in the first place? Was the big guy saw something the little guy had, he used to have it, he gave it away and decided that was a bad idea and he should have it back. And it's all money and greed and power and legacy. All of it is greed, power, something that 99.9% of the population of this planet have absolutely nothing to do with. All of this is down to the 0.01% of the planet with the most wanting more. So I feel really sorry for the little guy, because he's been stuck between the middle of two big chaps who both want what he's got. and they're either going to take it or hold into ransom for it. So, did the little guy ask for it? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the bully is the bad guy. I think the bigger bully now, the orange and blonde one, is taking advantage. But I think that's how he built his empire, by seeking opportunity and taking it. And now he has the power of the pen and he can basically do what he wants. But yeah, we all feel sorry for the little guy, but I think we're all pretty much powerless to do anything for him. We want to support him, we want to help him, we want to tell the big bully, no, you can't do that. But now there are two big bullies, and we can't fight them both. So yeah, what to do? Why can't they all just pack up and go home? And go, actually, do you know what? If you agree not to do that, I'll go home. And if he goes, well, if you agree not to do that, you can go home. Just have a conversation. So, I don't know. It's politics, but it is all about power, greed, money, and legacy. That we will never see, touch, even get a sniff of. Yeah, different worlds. It just feels like the little guy has kind of drawn the short straw. Short being the appropriate maybe description of that. I don't know. You may agree with me, you may think I'm talking absolute bollocks, but that's just how it seems to me, you know. Big guy gives little guy a kicking because he reckons little guy asked for it. Bigger guy tells other guy he'll protect little guy, but providing he gives him everything, all he's got. But the big guy wanted that as well. The bully. They're all flipping bullies. What's the world come into? Planet doesn't deserve us, does it? Right, let's get some work done. In other news, I had a phone call from Reg about 20 minutes ago. As you all know, providing it came out on the video I shot yesterday at his place, he has now got his new second-hand 3-year-old, but basically brand new seed drill, combi drill. So it's a power harrow on the front and air drill, I presume, on the back. I didn't really take a lot of notice of it. I didn't have time because I had appointments I had to go to. And he just rang me and said, "What's the plan?" And I said, well, we're kind of held by the weather. The ground, we could possibly have planted it today or tomorrow, but there is still patches out of the farm that are quite wet. There are still places the tractor will not travel. It's a case of, I'd rather wait till we can travel all of it, rather than chew up great big tire ruts, and dirty rat just ran across there, make a mess. I don't want to make a mess. So, so I think the plan is that we're going to meet up over the weekend, perhaps, or Monday. Plan A is we're going to disc it. So just a light run over the whole top with the discs. And then towards the end of next week, if the weatherman has got it right, we will drill it. The barley will go in. I'm trying to find a set of rolls. Reg has sold his rolls. I've either got to try and borrow a set, or if I can find a set for sensible money, I'll buy a set. Yeah. We are going to be spending money like water this year. And we are going to be tight. But it is going to be just one of those things we know 3 years. It's going to be tight. But after the 3rd year, if him up there is kind, and the weather is kind, and the markets, if all these things fall into place, we'll be good. Either that or we'll be bankrupt. I know 1 or 2 farmers, including one very, very local, has basically decided not to do any grains anymore. He said it's not worth it. It's not worth the hassle. He's basically put the whole farm down to grass and is going to make hay and silage. And I said, that's fine. But is there going to be the livestock around in 2 or 3 years? I can see a lot of dairy and beef and other units, just, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, right, the lamb and the beef right now is good, but the costs for producing it is high. The risks are still reasonably high. And a lot of people are going to go, it's not worth it. So is that grass and silage going to have a home? You know, there's no point in growing something if nobody wants it. Barley, well, the malting barley, if they can't drink it, well, I can always give it to the cattle, can't I? That's the first time in a long time I can actually breathe through both sides of my face. So I did all of that, plus I should have recorded all of it. I did all of that without panting like a dog. So, is it a seasonal thing? Right, let's let them back through. Right, so the other thing is, tomorrow, as we've got a clear test, there's nothing leaving, I can book my next 60-day test, and then we've got to make a decision, because if I let these out in, say, 50 days, or even 30 days, I think it'd be more than 30 days, grass isn't growing yet, am I going to get them back in again for another TB test? Do I have to keep them in for another 60 days? I mean, it is. Yeah, you could tell me. I'm not going to look it up. It is Thursday, 6th of March. When is 60 days? From tomorrow. Okay? And then the day after that, or that day, is possibly the first day they can go out. Probably the day after test. So, which might be potentially a clue of, if we do it, a release the beasts day. They do want to go out. 60 days seems an awful long time, doesn't it? Right, I have earned milky coffee, so I'm going to have one.